And now, your First Alert 5 weather.
And welcome back, everyone. After record-setting temperatures the past couple of days, I think we'll still be chasing records today, although slightly cooler than what we saw the past few days. Gradual cooling expected throughout the rest of your Labor Day weekend. As for any moisture, most of it will favor the mountains and mountain valleys, especially today. There's a chance as a weak disturbance moves out of the mountains tomorrow that we could get some rain for parts of I-25. I think it's probably going to favor northern Colorado, but maybe an isolated storm here in the Pikes Peak region Sunday afternoon as well. So here's a look at the potential for records this afternoon. Warming up to a high of around 93 degrees in the Springs. The current record a little higher than yesterday. That benchmark shoots up to 95. For Pueblo, our record is 102. That's set back in 2019. My forecast high this afternoon at 100. Now, of course, Labor Day liftoff, the morning events happening right now, but the balloon glow happens this evening. If you're getting out there just before the balloons take off at 7:30, maybe you're settling in at 7 o'clock. It's going to be very warm. Some light breezes, winds around 10 to 15. I think that shouldn't be too problematic, but we'll certainly keep a close eye on that forecast as we get closer to tonight's events. Right now in the Springs, nice and mild this morning. We did cool back down to the mid-60s after those mid-90s that we saw back on Friday. You can see right now in Pueblo, a gorgeous start to your weekend here, starting at around 60 degrees. Big area of low pressure developing here across the West Coast. This is going to bring some changes to our weather as we head towards the end of the holiday weekend. In the short term, high pressure, that's that big heat ridge, that's going to keep us high and dry for at least the next 24 hours. So let's show you what we can expect here on Futurecast today. Certainly some cloud cover builds across the region this afternoon, much like yesterday. But for the plains, it'll continue to be hot and dry with really very little change from what we noticed over the past few afternoons. For the mountain areas, expect to see some of that monsoon moisture to our west begin to shift back towards the Continental Divide, the central mountains here. Again, expecting another round of isolated to scattered thunderstorms through the afternoon hours. Now we jump up to around 20%. Really not any significant rain chances, but again, maybe a hit or miss shower Sunday into Monday, possibly an isolated shower Tuesday. Otherwise, that's pretty much it throughout the next 7 days. Highs today very toasty for this time of the year, running about 8 to 12 degrees above average. 93 in the Springs, 86 in Monument, 100 in Pueblo, 101 in Lamar. Take a look at that super 7-day forecast. I referenced the gusty PM storm on Sunday, but the wind is probably going to be more of a factor from anything that develops as opposed to any sort of heavy rainfall. And then we get more of an increase in that wind coming out of the southwest on Monday. And it's that dry downslope wind that could up the ante when it comes to high fire danger. Might see some red flag warnings by Labor Day here in the Pikes Peak region. Cooling down behind the cold front on Monday evening. That'll drop us down to the lower 80s by Tuesday and Wednesday. For Pueblo, it's going to be hot, 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 my friends, for the final weekend of the Colorado State Fair. By Tuesday to Wednesday, highs dropping down about 10 degrees, maybe around 12 degrees from what we'll see today. Canyon City, I've got mid-90s on Saturday and Sunday. Hot, dry, and breezy, the key message here. Monday, Labor Day, 92 degrees. Then with that cool down, get to spend a few days in the mid-80s. Woodland Park, I've got 80s here through Sunday. Could see an isolated storm develop tomorrow afternoon and another round of thunderstorms, again, very hit or miss in nature from Monday into next Tuesday.